This isn't Chat Appreciation Show. You can.
This is not Chat Appreciation shit at all. But I mean, we can make it Chat Appreciation Day today if you want to.
Oh God,
for sure.
Oh my God!
Sure we'll go down that road on a few things.
For sure.
We're here with the dude that keeps us in the freshest fit, the freshest cut, and the freshest gear. We all got it. We all wear it. I swear I spend like 90% of my week in Vindicate apparel. We got Travis, the Master Vindicate. Thanks, dude, for coming to hang out with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It's awesome. Omar, yes, you were first, bro. Thanks for hanging out.
Do I dare turn the comments on?
I mean, you can. Just tell me and I'll pull up whatever you want. Has Chick, what's up? Always love to see you. Wad Zombie, we're going to talk about you today, so get ready. I've got my victim shirt on today. Yep, you're about to be a victim. Let's go. Judy Reed, Travis, what's up, Travis? Let's go. Augustus, Augustus. I will pull up every comment that you have. My bad for like ignoring you last time. I think I do know who it is. Okay.
I know Gus. I met Gus last year, or in January, not last year, this year. He was Colton's partner at a competition in Des Moines, Iowa. So got to know him well.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I love Gus. He's great.
He's
Gen
awesome.
Xers Unite. Yep, we're about to do that. 3 gays on the podcast today. Nope. We just talked about that. We'll continue to talk about.
I'm trying to figure like what stage
we talked about that. Jonathan Ortega, what's up, bro? I will say this though. I do have if Jake Chapman or Jan or anybody shows up, I do have my 5-star
notebook.
5-star notebook on the pod today. So, you know, here we go.
Awesome. That's awesome. Take notes.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
But yeah, we were just talking about how you were you're going to your competition shortly. You're traveling again.
Yes.
You're always traveling.
Finally get to go back to a live competition. Haven't had as many this year. Just timing wise, there hasn't been many around, and it's the hard part about where I live. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, so there's not a lot of competitions that go around. So if I go to one, it's a lot of driving or a lot of money to not only on like say Wadapalooza, it'd be a 24-hour drive if I tried to drive down there. So I end up having to ship everything down, which is insanely expensive, and driving is time consuming, but when I ship stuff, it's even more time consuming because you can be without stuff for 2 weeks because you got to ship it ahead of time, and then sometimes you won't get it back for a week. So with me being a smaller business, I basically have to ship all my inventory down there and then wait for it to get back. And while I'm gone, I've got orders coming in.
Right.
So thankfully everybody's really cool. And I just put a notice on the website that from these dates to these dates, shipping's going to be delayed. And 9 times out of 10, nobody complains. Orders are still come in and people just wait. So it works out really well.
Do you do it all yourself?
I do. I mean, when everybody jokes about small team, they don't get much smaller. Yeah, I do all the photos, all the design, the website, the packing, the shipping, the inventory.
Yeah.
Go to the competitions.
Dude, that's tough.
Jonathan Ortega.
Yeah.
Give the man some credit right now. He's
not wrong. He's not wrong. Like keep things small here. Smaller.
Yeah. Yep.
I definitely want to. Oh yeah, Omar, the wait is worth it. Yeah, it sure is. Like every time we just got all of Pedro's shirts that you sent out to us, which it was super awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it so much.
We got more of yours coming. I had a printing issue, so they'll be coming next week.
Oh, thank you.
Fire.
I appreciate that.
Be on the way.
These are the best. I can't thank you enough. It's been so cool to be able to have them. And I just reached out to him. I was like, yo, please, I will do whatever you want. Like I'll pay you whatever you want. Like I'm always in Vindicate.
It's good promotion.
So I don't know if you've ever told a story. I've never heard the story. Where did the business come from? Where did the passion come from? Where did it
Oh
all
my
start?
goodness, how much time do we have?
Oh wait,
So
hold on, we have a lot of time. What for? Yes, babe, I want to hear this
Okay,
absolute
okay.
story, but I keep coming back to the Tyler Watkins when I talked to Tyler Watkins and how he said like he taught himself everything and he was self-made and self-taught and whatnot. And I'm assuming you did something before Vindicate. What
yeah.
did you do before Vindicate?
Yeah, so I didn't quit my full-time job until July of last year. So July, I think it was July 11th of this year was 1 year that this has been full-time.
Oh, congrats.
So thanks.
Mhm.
So I went to school for design. I've always done art and design. Went to school for design, and then I had jobs in corporate gigs in their design departments, and then ended up at some agencies doing graphic design, web design, logos, and all that stuff. So that's what's helped me be able to keep this low cost for myself, because I don't have to pay somebody to do the website. I don't have to pay for the designs. I can do it all on my own. So the actual company got started back in 2001. So a buddy of mine that I worked with in a corporation, we were both in he was on the architecture side of the company. I was on the engineering side. We were both in different design departments. We started working on an annual report together for the company, and he had started Vindicate just as a general clothing company, nothing focused at all, like towards a sport or anything. And at the time, I was into biking, and he was, or skateboarding, and he was into biking. So we kind of started going down that route, and there was some local skateboarders here in town that were starting to get really good. So we kind of helped them out, and just over time, it fizzled out. We were young, didn't have any money, and it's not cheap to print stuff, so it just kind of fizzled out. And he was like, "Well, if you want to run with it, you can do whatever. I don't care." He was just kind of done with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so right about that time, I started following mixed martial arts quite a bit, and there were some really good fighters here in Omaha that were starting to get a big name, and they made it to the UFC. And I had gotten to work with a couple different training camps doing design work for them, and then started working with these guys doing their, because this was back when the UFC would allow sponsors for the fighters, like their shorts could be covered in logos.
Whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
They had banners that they'd put up over the cage with their sponsor logos and all that stuff. So I started doing their fight shorts and their shirts and their banners, and literally right at the time these guys get in the UFC and that starts taking off, Reebok cuts a deal with the UFC, and it cut out all the in-ring sponsorships for the fighters.
Damn.
So shitty timing.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I started doing CrossFit right about that time, and there was a gym here in town that needed some video and design work and website work. So I started doing stuff for them, and they gave me a free membership. Sorry, there's somebody mowing the lawn if that gets really
No,
loud.
it's fine.
it's
No,
good.
you're fine.
Yep.
Yeah, so I started doing design work for them and got a free membership out of it. And actually that transitioned over to another gym, did all their design work, got a free membership. So at any CrossFit gym I've been to, I've never paid for a membership because I've
Because
always
you just
loved
do
their,
their design.
I did their
work.
design work. The previous gym I was at actually built almost their entire space out, put in their like Olympic lifting platforms, storage spaces, help put the rig up, stuff like that. So it helped take care of my membership. So yeah, I was doing all their design work, and I just, as I kept going through these things, I just kept using the name because it kind of worked with anything that I put in front of it. And the CrossFit thing has been shit since, so it's 8 years now.
That's how you got
doing
your.
it in CrossFit.
That's how you got your Vindicate persona. Do you have like your own personal IG? Like how is that? That's how the Vindicate persona started. You just always have.
I have a personal IG also.
Okay.
but I post more on the Vindicate one than I do
Right.
my personal one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I missed. That's the short, long story.
I was just gonna say, like, you have such a like I absolutely remember Vindicate from back in the day. Like I remember all your stuff, like the upside down I love handstand push-up one. So
Oh
like
yeah. Oh God, you're an OG.
yeah,
You've been
like
following a long time.
the love lifting, you
Yeah.
know, even the let
Holy
me
shit, those are like first shirt designs. Maybe we'll have to bring
the
some of those
reset,
back.
the one that was the reset to preset. Was
Mhm.
that a collab or was that
Nope. That's kind of the tagline
okay?
for the company. Yeah. It's kind of so the way that came up, my buddy came up with that, and he grew up inner city in Omaha, basically in the ghetto. It's kind of the stereotype. This kid's not going to get anywhere in life. And he basically scraped and clawed his way into a corporation, being one of the top designers in the corporation, started his own business. Um, and then I was the punk skateboard kid growing up who's now working for a corporation, and neither one of us just like fit this preset mold of what should be working in a corporation. So he came up with the reset the preset. So reset the preset notions that people have,
That
change their
was
views.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was a pretty cool thing that he had come up with.
How do you navigate? So you're is
let
our
me
IG our
Jeffrey Bird.
persona?
Yeah, he just hit me with a philosophical question. Is our IG our persona? I didn't mean it like that. I more meant it like I don't
It sure it is.
I a li-
I mean, 9 times out of 10, you see all the good, and you don't see the bad. It's a
Mm.
persona.
just because like I kind of like Wad Zombie and you and like you kind of I didn't from your like your personal or your business IGs like I didn't really know you. Like I love the energy and I love but I see you working out a little bit, but it just kind of like it's kind of getting to know the person behind what you see on IG.
Right,
uh
right.
oh wow, Zombie, you have a person. Well, can I get it?
Like I struggle with how much should I post, what should I post, because like mine is not always business like. You go to a Noble and it's promotion, 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 Noble, 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 Noble. There's no
Right.
person there, and I think it's kind of stale and just
Yeah,
eh.
you like to know the people.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I like about being smaller, because I can post what I want, when I want, how I want. I don't care.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, babe. Sorry, I just had to.
No, that's okay. I wanted to go back a little bit. So when you were saying that, you guys, you and other companies were able to put your logos on the MMA shorts and all this type of stuff, and it's like it's a big platform for such small companies and small businesses and whatever. And then you have somebody like Reebok that comes in that as a small business, like financially, you can't compete with that. And so it really felt like that you kind of were like the door was closed and slammed in your face. How do you
Oh yeah.
address that, and how do you continue going on the path with Vindicate when that happens?
For me, I think it was just a matter of timing. It worked. The timing worked out well that I'd started doing CrossFit, so I was able to just transfer it over. Go away. I'm guaranteeing it's Gabe and Paulina trying to give me shit while I'm on the show. Yeah, I mean it sucked, but it was kind of like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to outbid them to be able to do more. You could still do stuff with the fighters, but the promotion level wasn't there. I of course didn't have the money. I mean, I literally like everything I've done with the company has been out of my own pocket, and sales come in. Okay, where am I going to spend this? Like, where am I going to put it? Because it doesn't go to me. I was finally, luckily last year, able to buy a new car basically out of necessity, because I had to be able to haul a trailer and stuff like that. But it's like, the vast majority of the money that comes in goes right back into
the
getting new
business.
products, trying to find new products. That's an expensive task. The amount of money that gets spent just researching, like you'll order some samples, oh, these suck, they come from overseas, I can't return them, so guess what, you just ate all that money, all that cost.
Is it
So
samples of
that's a shitty
material?
part.
Is it like samples of
So
material?
like finding shorts, that's been a
Mm-hmm.
huge struggle with, like on the women's side I haven't had any issues, but finding a good short, because I'm not to the point of sales and stuff where I can like make a mock-up and say, here, make this for me. It's like I got to find something that exists and then brand it.
Mhm.
Because if you go down that route of like cut and sew products, you're looking at thousands.
Mm.
You have to order thousands of pairs of shorts to
Oh,
get
wow.
it made. So
Wow.
it's crazy expensive.
So what is it that gets you to want to do clothing? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that you're like, everyone in the chat is saying how like artistic you are, how genius you are at, what is it that's clothing in general? Is that just something you've always liked? Is
I
it,
mean, I like t-shirts.
Mhm.
I hate it. So my first two jobs out of college were like shirt and tie, button up every single day, and I fucking hated it.
Mhm.
I never wanted to go back to that.
That-
So when I got in at like little agencies and design firms, it was basically wear whatever you want. I'm like, well, shit, why am I going to spend money on somebody else's clothing when I can just make my own? I literally every day it's shorts and a t-shirt.
what are you doing first? Are you doing research? Are you spending all your time like trying to find people that'll make the shirts, the outfits, the printing? Like what's your
No,
first?
luckily with working with the other gyms, I had a printer. There's a printer here in town that I work with who does all the screen printing. So super, super easy to get stuff made, and he's really fast. On the design side, it's just comes from anywhere. I mean, literally, the most random design can pop into my head, like Roderick from Meme for Time. We were talking, I don't remember if it was during Wadapalooza. He was like, hey, I need some shirts. I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like,
Okay.
something. Like, it was just something cool.
Give me a word that I can go off of something.
Just something cool.
According
and I
to
literally
Roderick,
What's
according
that?
to Roderick, you probably should, so one can be solely focused on professional goals.
According to I probably should what?
Yeah, I just saw Roderick, so I was like, let me bring that up.
What that was about.
But
he was literally like, just come up with something cool. I'm like, okay. And it was, I don't know, probably 3 months before something finally clicked. I was like, he goes by MFT, Meme for Time, which is MFT. I was like, the MTV logo was pretty freaking cool back in the day.
It was awesome.
And like all the retro stuff is coming back. It's like, well, shit, we can just make an MFT logo. And we did that, and we've had to do 3 separate pre-orders on it's one of the best-selling shirts we've done.
Mhm.
everybody
In
loves
recent
MTV.
time. What's that?
I said everybody loves the MTV logo. Everybody wants to.
It's just made such a comeback. Like all the retro stuff,
Yes.
all the retro
for sure.
designs have made a comeback.
Because we're all that age now. Like we're literally all that age at this point.
Yep. Well, even my kids, like my kids are 21, 18, and 16, and they recognize the logo. Like it wasn't around, like it was for us.
Mhm.
It's still around, but it's dog shit. It's not the MTV we knew.
Do you ever
So-
run into because something like that, you use the MTV logo very similar to your design? Do you ever deal with like a conflict of interest or anything like that when it gets too
Sure.
close to? Oh, and so how do you
Twice.
navigate that?
Actually, once. So you guys know the original No Rep shirt? You know the
Yes.
story
Yeah.
behind that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what happened.
Yep.
That was a cease and desist from Noble. So I mean, there's you just got to roll with it. I mean, it was basically, hey, you got to sell off all your inventory. I was like, okay, we can do that. We sold
Great.
more in 3 weeks than we did in the first 2 months after the cease and desist got announced. So thanks, Noble. MTV, I don't know if MTV could do a whole lot. Maybe they could. I don't know. Basically, I look at it like if they have a problem, they'll get a hold of me.
Okay.
And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna give you a chance to do something about it or take it down. So you just have to be smart about what you do. A lot of the stuff that I initially try to put out, I'll try to do on pre-order, so I'm not sitting on inventory hoping it sells.
Yeah.
Like get a pre-order out and then order some extras. Because it is, I mean, it's everything's a risk. There could be a design that I think is the most amazing thing in the world and is going to sell like crazy and doesn't sell at all. And there's a design that I'm not a big fan of and they go through the roof.
Well, your logo is awesome. Like you could literally just make a shirt with your logo on it. And it kind of encompasses everything. It encompasses no rep. It encompasses the CEO. It encompasses like all the things that you've made already this far. If you just had a big shirt with your logo from IG on it, I'd fucking rock that all day long. And just
I have that. Which one? I have the name one or just the icon one?
Just the icon, like a big ass icon on your shirt. I'd be like, yep, fuck it, no rep, like whatever.
See, and that's what's something like that. And I mean, God, it's not there yet. But that growing up, being a designer, doing logo designs, I mean, that's what you strive for as a business and as a company is to be a Nike where all I have to see is a symbol and I know who it is. And that was why that icon, it's called the Evil V. And again, that goes back to Steve, who the original designer, he had come up with that. I mean, that was anytime we came up with logos, that's always the goal, is like, as long as somebody can see the icon and know who it is, it's perfect. So I've started to work that into basically any designs, even like the LFG shirt, Burn the Ships. There's a lot of them where if you start to look in the details of the design, there'll be a little V inside of it somewhere. It's kind of like a little Easter egg type of thing.
Gus wants to know, couldn't he claim parity law on the no rep shirts?
I had a couple lawyers they said, yeah, you probably could, but it's so similar. You might win it, you might lose it. And I think at the time, Noble had more money than me.
Oh, well,
so
yeah.
I wasn't going to fight that one. and even Hiller was like, oh, well, we'll come up with something new.
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
okay.
He didn't seem worried about it when it happened.
He doesn't care. It's like everything. Whenever somebody comes at Hiller with something, he's like, all right, more content. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Keep feeding it to me because I'll just keep talking about it. So absolutely. And I think it's really cool to hear, that perspective where you're saying that's the goal, to one day be able to just put a V on the shirt and everybody knows who it is. And I also think that it's the coolest part of marketing. We talk about that all the time. We live in swag. That's what we do. Most places you leave with some sort of swag to remember the occasion, to remember the moments, and then we wear over and over and over again. And sometimes that's where a conversation starts. I kind of smile because when we first started CrossFit, that was literally the opener. You have a CrossFit shirt on, you have CrossFit shoes on.
Yep.
And that's where you start conversations and that's where you connect with people. So in something like the clothing industry, being able to walk down the street and people ask you, what's that shirt? We had Mercedes and Super Awesome, two of our other friends that we have on here, saw her victim shirt and they were like, where do you get it? And they want it. And so that's why we sent it to them. But that's connection, that's communication, that's conversation. That's how we can interact with people. So I love hearing that's the goal for you one day, to be able to just have a V on your shirt and everybody knows who it is. That's really cool.
Yep. That is always the goal.
Zombie, let's fucking go shirt is my wife's favorite shirt. I like that one too.
Do you still have that one? I want that one.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah.
Keeps going. It's funny when I go to competitions and people are like, what does LFG mean? It's like, You can mean whatever you want. However, I'll tell you what it means.
Travis made
And I
my
always have those
logo.
stickers, and like I'll be going to events, and I just give out stickers at the events, and like kids will grab them. Like, make sure your mom and dad know you have that.
Yep.
Don't take that to school.
And if they ask you what it means, you say, "Go ask your parents. Let them
Life,
let them answer
life,
that question for you."
life feels. I've had people. Life feels good. Let's find God. It's we can make it
Yeah.
whatever we want.
Bernie, what's up, dude? Vindicate, Travis. What was your most disappointing design? Didn't sell as expected, and what was your most surprising hit?
Ooh, most disappointing. I wouldn't say I don't have any. My biggest rule with stuff that I do is I will never sell something I wouldn't wear. So as far as a design that goes out, not disappointed. I was actually surprised, and it kind of was the event as a whole. I did for Wadapalooza this year. I did a vibe. I called it Vibe. So it was a repeated logo over and over in like 3 different colors, Miami colors. Like, okay, this thing's going to sell, no problem, and didn't sell well. I was quite surprised by that one. So still getting rid of those. Most surprising hit. I don't know. Like I said, the MFT shirt just keeps on going. Like I mean, we planned on just doing a pre-order, and I talked to Roderick, and he's like, "Well, let's do another one." It's like, okay, so we did another one, and people just keep asking him for it. So that one has done really well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you pull it
Like
down?
I said, I don't put out anything I wouldn't wear. So
homegrown CBD. Thanks, dude. Thanks for letting us rock all this up. Oh, and also you gave us the pet one, and our dog actually does have like arthritis.
A little bit. Starting to get in his
He's
back.
starting to get it in his back legs because he's hit that 12-year-old mark. So we're gonna give that a shot tonight and see if that helps him over the next week or so. But he had a question. We would like to have shorts. How do we put that together? So I guess that means DM him or he'll DM you.
right. Shorts are tough. Like, because I've found a really great pair of shorts that I like. I'm like, I'm not sharing these. These are mine. I've searched over and over to find these things, and the response, I haven't had a complaint yet on the shorts. So if I can find another good pair of a different design, I'll let you know.
We can talk.
Then we can talk. But it is a freaking pain in the butt to find them. It's difficult.
Draw your dagger. I only buy Vindicate shirts that have been previously sweated by Travis. You have to pay a little more, but it's worth it. Dude, we were gonna get there at like the 45-minute mark.
Yeah, right.
His OnlyFans, but
it's never too early.
It's fine. Iron Hog. I guess they're talking about it, like the one that you thought might not have sold well. The Iron Hog seemed a little risky bet, but I'm sure everybody went
with
Colton.
the popularity of Colton. I mean, like he hasn't made the games, and I'm starting to run out of some of his stuff, and I'm getting messages like, when are you going to get these back in stock? So Colton's got some power. Iron Hog was one of those where it took, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 different designs before I got to anything that was like, okay, this will work.
So when
Colton's amazing to work with.
I would say when you collab with people like Colton, like Savon, like Hiller, do you come up with a design, you send it to them and say, hey, this is a design idea that I have that I'm thinking of, get their feedback, and then when you both are good with it, then you make the shirts and stuff?
Yeah. Generally, I'll, if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I want to design, I'm like, okay, well, show me something you like. Like, show me a style, a style of not even just the design, but okay, what kind of shirt do you like? What kind of style shirt do you like? Colors. Yeah, I always, as long as they can come to me with something, because otherwise it's like a Roderick where it makes something cool. I'm like,
great.
It may take me 6 months until I come up with something that you deem cool.
Yeah.
Like, I got to have an idea. And it's funny because like when you guys were starting to get the show to take off, and I would always hear Garrett say, oh, I want to have all these people on, but I don't want to just DM them. I don't want to just message them. Like, fucking message them. The worst thing they can do is say no. How do you think I've landed every person I've worked with?
Yeah.
Send a DM.
It was really funny.
Pedro yelled at her too. It's
Yeah,
okay.
Pedro yelled at me too. He did.
Ugh.
But the funniest one was Pool Boy when he came on the show last week, and he was like, "Hey, just DM my friend's wife and ask her for," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not just DMing a married woman randomly out of
Right.
nowhere," and they like, no, like I've never followed this person. I don't like anything. They don't know me at all.
Yeah.
Like I've
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I'm just randomly like, hey, I followed you 3 hours ago. Hey, can I get your husband? Like what? I can't.
Yeah. And that's how I got all my shit.
But yeah, I'm working at it. I'm less terrified to hit the send button.
Yeah.
Worst they can do is say no.
Yeah, for sure. Or ignore you, which
ignore you. Yeah.
This happened too. It's
if
okay.
you see that it's been read, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's all right. It's cool.
A simple no thank you goes a long way.
That's something I've had to start doing is like, sorry, I can't. Because I'll get people that reach out like, hey, I'm going to this competition. Can you make a shirt for me? I'm like, I'd like to, but no, it's for one, you wouldn't pay how much it's going to cost in my time.
Right.
So it's not, I hate to say it's not worth it, but I have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
And stuff. I mean, basically, like we said, I'm doing everything. So I got to handle my business before I can work on anybody else's stuff.
Yeah, because you have the regulars that are people are constantly ordering it. So I know you were saying you do a lot of pre-order stuff, but do you have some merch? Like, do you have some of Savon's merch always available? Do you have some always available? And when does it get to that point where you move it from a pre-order to a regular, always available kind of sale?
Basically, it just depends on how the pre-order does. If it's going crazy, then yeah, I'll stock some of it. The hard part, like I like to offer multiple options. So like Hiller's the Shadows shirts that the pre-order just ended. Well, there's like 5 different colors. Like I don't have space to store all that. So something like that, it's like, all right, these are going to be pre-order only and I could continue to sell them, but I just don't have the space. I mean, so I literally do everything from my house. And the longer I can keep it that way, the better. Because it's, for one, from a tax side, it works out great. Because basically everything I do is a business expense.
Yeah.
And you start getting into warehouse spaces, and you got insurance, you got the rent, you got heating and cooling. I mean, I have a friend of mine who has a clothing company also, who I just hear the headaches that he goes through of just how much money he has to bring in monthly just to cover the bills of the warehouse space. Like, yeah, nope, I'll keep my inventory low. And that's the benefit of working with my local printer. He's got a 3-person shop. And he gets some bigger clients, but I never have issues getting stuff done. So when I need inventory, I can do small runs. The minimum items that I have to order is 24. So I can get,
that's good.
Between different sizes, getting 24 shirts made is no problem.
Yeah.
So I can always have stuff on hand.
All right, let me let you answer some of these questions, and then I'm gonna kind of dig into the meat and potatoes where I wanted to.
Oh shit.
Bernie Gannon, have you ever considered a Let's Go Brandon tee would work for DBE or Brandon Luckett? People seem to like saying it.
Nope, DBE's handled. I can't. So it's funny when she was starting to rise, I had made a DBE shirt, and through somebody I know who knew her, we sent it to her, and it was right when she cut the deal with Rad. So this close to possibly having DBE.
Kenneth DeLapp, my dude, what's up? How pissed were you when Savon gave away his one-of-one CEO zip hoodie?
Dude, he bugged me forever for that thing. And when he said he gave it away, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Those things are a pain to make. And now you're asking me for another one.
Gus, I see you. If Sevon could get Colton mic'd up with the demo team, that would be awesome. That would be hysterical.
You think Colton's gonna slum it with the demo team?
Oh, you think he's not gonna do it?
I'd be surprised.
I mean,
wow.
they put his face all over.
I
I'd
mean,
be surprised. I mean, Gus knows more than I do, but I would be surprised if Colton did demo team.
damn.
Be interesting.
I'm gonna pay attention to that. I've heard
Interesting.
I've heard some other stuff. Oh, well, hold on. Let me yes, Judy Reed, Pool Boy. Oh, sorry, pulled up the wrong one. Kenneth, I'll get to you. Pool Boy would do something like that. Yeah, he absolutely did send me to some random ladies DMs. Kenneth DeLapp, I have 2 big regrets in my life: not getting a Colton Wad Zombie card and not getting either Fit War shirts. Wad Zombie, where are you at? Colton card. I think I got the last one though. I think that was one where I was like, hey, do you have any left? And he was like, okay. That was a while ago though. How do you get into?
I feel special because I have the Colton card. Like, I'll see comments like that, and I'm like, "Ooh, glad I got that when I did."
I do. I have the Colton card
It's
too.
right behind you.
I think I have all of them. I think I have every card except 1 or 2, maybe. I can't remember what the most recent ones are.
I have to. The one I really want is the Ben Smith one. I have to see.
I have that one.
I have to see if he's got any of those left. That's the one I want really bad. But the rest of them, the originals, I definitely have.
Oh, Ortega says Colton is on the demo team as of now.
Yeah, he announced it.
Yeah, they
He's
announced
in
Oh,
the
I didn't see that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so what do I know?
Well, that's
Text
the
him
point
right
of
now. What the hell, dude?
what's the point of the the point of the podcast is to speculate. What I mean, you're not supposed
Yeah,
to.
just throwing rumors out there.
All right, so far the only person I've ever got to like answer this question to like a complete T was Souza. So I'm gonna see if you will, or if you'll like do the run around the way that kind of everybody else did. But so how do you link up with the Sevon verse? Right. So I know that you kind of
Why would somebody give you the runaround on that?
I don't know. They just won't tell me exactly like how Souza did. Souza laid it out, but that's because he's the boss. So I'm curious how this happened.
There was like this incestual relationship between Sevon, Hiller, and me, I guess. I'd followed the podcast since it was a CrossFit podcast, so knew of Sevon. And then when he started his new show, I started following that. He had made comments during his show about having issues with his shirts. So I was chatting, or I probably DM'd him, and I was definitely in the chat during the show. I was like, hey, I know somebody who does shirts. Hello. And he just kind of brushed it off. And that was at the same time that Hiller was kind of making his rise. I didn't like Hiller when I had first seen him. I thought he was a dumbass. I didn't like that he couldn't form a complete sentence because all of his videos were chopped up, which come to find out there was a reason why he did it, because cut out all the dead space. It was smart. So
Paper Sheet Coffee, Travis, you're old.
Yeah, we know that. We had that discussion off air when we talked about music.
Yeah, true.
We
Good
did.
story. Yeah, good point.
So, God, I'm trying to remember how it was. So that was when kind of Hiller and Sevon were going through their little tiff back and forth about basically like claiming their stake in the ground in YouTube of who's better than the other.
That was fun. That was so
That
fun.
was super. It was super fun.
Because
you know, like,
stage was amazing.
And you know, like behind the scenes, I'm sure they were talking like, all right, here's what we're gonna do.
Yep. It was
I just imagine the love fest that happened, that like really happened, and then the way that they pretended like they didn't love each other on their shows.
Yes. And Sevon's the master at that.
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, it was fun. It was so
fun.
fun.
They started, basically kind of working together. And that was at the time, it was all timing. Like they started chatting more, and Hiller had done his own shirt that he literally he made it for cost because he wanted to, and sold it at cost. And he had made a comment in one of his videos, like, I want to do a new shirt. I should probably do a new shirt. And I saw that video, and I this is why I told you to DM people, because I literally just sent him a DM. I was like, hey, this is my name. I'm always in Sevon's chat. I do apparel if you want. And he literally, like, this is before when Hiller actually answered replies, because he wasn't quite as popular. Yeah, he messaged me back same day. He's like, cool, I want to do a shirt. I said, well, if you have any designs, let me know. You know, if you have any thoughts on what you want to do. And he said, I want to do a shirt that literally just says no rep. And I want it to look like the Noble logo because I can't stand Noble. I was like, fuck, that's easy.
Yeah, that's
Good.
fire.
I'm
Yeah,
not kidding.
that's fire.
Within 2 hours, I sent him the design.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
his
hold on. Let me
response-
shoot my shot just in case Paper Street Coffee's still in here. If you guys want to ever come on the podcast, I would love to have Gabe on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Gabe doesn't know how to talk. You don't want him on.
Come on, Gabe. Please, I want to know how your wife deals with the fact that, like, it's just family stuff. Let's just talk family stuff. Okay. Go
There
ahead.
you go.
I like
There you
coffee.
go.
I like coffee and family. Coffee and family. Okay, go ahead.
Gabe's my boy.
Mm.
So he responded back as I sent him that design. He's like, okay, cool, go for it. And I'm like, you like want to write something up, come up with some sort of an agreement? He's like, no, just do it. It's like, fuck, okay. So we did that and it went crazy. Sevon still bitching and moaning about his shirt supplier. And finally Hiller told him, he's like, hey, I got this guy doing my shirts and I don't have to do a thing and it's going smooth. So that's how that whole relationship got started.
Yeah, Judy Reed, I distinctly remember Vindicate live chat offering merchandise skills. I probably saw that too.
Every friggin' day. I was like, hey, I do. Because he was
got
always
you.
talking about people getting the big story was Josh Bridges getting the asking for shirts and they sent him like completely wrong size and color that he asked
Right.
for. And then they weren't following up with it. And
Was it a bigger company? Was it a bigger company that was?
I don't know how big they are. I think they're similar, small team.
Mhm.
They just didn't have any service skills. And
So
like
wait,
Sevon's big story was I called my shirt guy on Sunday to talk about some stuff and he told me don't call him on Sundays, I don't work. And I was like, what the fuck? Like there are no days off. That's not
So-
how you make it.
I'm gonna get to this Kenneth the Lab comment because I remember a little bit of that too. But did I just understand that right? Did Hiller was good with the shirts first before Sevon was actually like, that's funny.
I started working so I was trying to get Sevon on board, started working with Hiller, and Hiller was like, hey, dummy, use this guy if you
Mhm.
need shirts. So it was Hiller that got all that into play. I like
Hiller's the
Gabe
mastermind.
and I talk about
Whatever.
it. Like, Sevon and Hiller, we owe more than we can ever say because they were literally the springboards for pretty much everything.
They always are. That's why I like
Yeah.
talking about it with people because it's just like, how do you feel now? Because once you get that, now you have a group of people that are just willing to ride and want to see you rise and want to see you do well at the same time. And they don't feel like just because you do well, they're not going to do well. They want to propel you as much as you want to propel other people.
Yeah.
So how was that once they started to be like, yeah, let's go. Let's make Tyson Bagent CEO shirts. Let's make, all
That was another one. Like I don't remember where that. I don't remember if it was Sevon that said do a CEO shirt for the Bears, or I don't remember where it came from. But another guy freaking DM Tyson was like, hey, we're thinking about doing this. Are you cool with this? And he's like, yep, do it. Like, okay. I mean, basically all my success has been through send somebody a DM and see what happens.
Mhm.
That's cool. That's so fun. And it does go back
out.
to the to the theme that like all you guys really do this. It's all just self-made, self-taught. You give it what's that leap of faith like when you take that leap of faith? Like, hey, I'm just gonna go all in and spend
that was scary.
money.
I mean, that again, listening to Sevon and all the stuff that he says, I probably never would have done it if it wasn't for him constantly saying no plan B. You got to do it. You just got to jump in. And he wasn't telling me to do that. It was just his overall message. I had to do it just because I was literally running out of time. I had no time. working all day and then coming home and working till 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night on the stuff I actually wanted to work on. I was exhausted. And it's funny because I still do that today. Shit, I worked till midnight last night, getting ready for this competition. But it's mine. Like every single thing that I do comes right back to me. It's not for somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever go work for somebody else again, because as scary as it was, I have zero regrets. I mean, the times that you look at the bank account and you're like, holy shit, how am I going to do this? We had plenty of those. It's all been worth it, because if I feel like taking Tuesday off, I'll take Tuesday off.
Tuesday off for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally, that's one of the things I tell everybody. Like, when you start something like this, there are no weekends. 9 times out of 10, I forget what fucking day it is.
Yeah.
Because there's 0 days off.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what I do. Like, the stupid cliche of once you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Like,
yeah,
it's almost true, because yeah, it's work, but I freaking love doing it. And I'm at this old job working on stuff that I used to love doing, web design, logo design, but it was always for other people. And I just got to the point, it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. And I had a coworker who started her own consulting business and needed a designer. And she would ask me, it's like, hey, I got this logo. Do you want to do it? I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm having fun doing my own thing. I don't really feel like doing it for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I get shit probably once a month. I'll get somebody, hey, do you want to do a logo for me or a design for me? I'm like,
no.
nope. I
So
do my own thing.
even on your worst days where the bank account gets you or the sales don't go and you start doubting stuff and all, for being a small business owner or whatever, when those times happen that people are like, hey, I'll pay you this amount of money, like, will you do it? What is that conversation like in your head to still continue on your path to do what you love for you with Vindicate?
I wouldn't say I haven't done it. I thankfully have not had to worry about it as much recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I don't know why, but those times that I was literally like, fuck, I'm going to have to get a job. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Within a week or two, something new just comes up and everything just takes off again.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will message me like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this design, get a pre-order out there. It's like, oh, fuck, cool. We can pay some bills now.
Mm-hmm.
Things that just have worked out, and I don't know why. Honestly, I have no answer. I've gotten lucky.
Babe, I don't know if you can. I've been trying to, but Ken at the lab, got to be cool to know that your success or failure truly only depends on you.
Yep. One of the things that I looked at with my old job, that, I mean, I've gone back and forth on this, like being a business owner, and you look at companies and the owners bringing home just shitloads of money, and then there's the little worker bees here and there, and it used to be like, fuck, why did they get to do all that? Like my old boss, he had his own airplane, and he'd freaking leave in the middle of the day and go flying, and we're all sitting here working.
Yeah.
And now doing it on my own, I'm like, oh well, shit, he sacrificed everything he had to get to where he's at. Like, he did all the work, he fronted all the bills, he paid the mortgage on the building. There's all the behind the scenes stuff that the employees don't always see. It's like, yeah, there's a reason he's bringing home that kind of money. Mm-hmm. and being able to do what he wants to do. So yeah, I mean, am I to that point? No, but it's really cool when, like when I got to buy that car last year, I was like, fuck, I did this, through the help of people like Hiller, Savon, that popularity, you guys, I mean, people in the chat. It's like,
we're not that popularity. If like we're just hanging out, just trying to
supporting,
but we're
buying it.
Yeah, we love
do any of this.
Follow
you.
Yeah.
And
so
I think for me, joining this podcast circle and, you know, meeting Sevon, because I was another one that was not a big fan of Sevon when I first met him. Or no, you weren't a fan of Hiller, but I was not a fan of
Yeah, I was not a fan of Hiller.
Yeah.
But watching her meet you guys and be a part of this, and then have this crazy, stupid idea that some people like to call it about doing this podcast and continuing to just be in this space. The coolest thing that I've seen is that you literally all are that stupid quote that says a rising tide lifts all ships. Like, it really does. When you have an idea, you give it and share it with the group. If somebody else does, like, you're supporting us, we're supporting you, you're supporting Sevon support, like, everybody's on the same team. And I think that that is the coolest thing, because you don't usually hear about that. I know we touched on a little bit earlier, but normally it's this mindset of, if you're succeeding, then I'm failing. If you're doing better, then I will never get there. Hi,
boy,
Hiller.
Batman's always watching.
That's cool. This next one I was just about to
It's
ask you.
Tim.
I was literally about to ask him a question of, like, I was literally about to ask you a question about him too. So, like, because I asked you if I could ask you anything before the show started. So I was going to ask you this anyway.
I have told Andrew before, I didn't like you when I first saw you.
So this is not new news.
It's not new. He's not like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Well, I wanted to ask you, like, where do you get that mindset from? You know, where you truly believe that a rising tide can lift all ships, and you're all on this, like, everybody's on the same team supporting each other.
A lot. I mean, for me, a lot of that just started through working with this whole group. I mean, it's seeing some potential in people. I mean, look at somebody like Pedro. I mean, when his show started, it was yay big, and just everybody started to pay attention, build and build and build. Sevon has him on the show. Somebody else has him on the show. He gets invited to do all these other interviews. I start doing his apparel. I mean, it's just looking at people and seeing what they can offer. Not so much offer, how are you going to benefit me, but is there potential there? You know, are they doing good things? And that's all. I mean, shit. Gabe from Paper Street is that. I mean, that dude will share knowledge on me like crazy. I'm the old one in the group, and I learn more from all these guys. I mean, other than Sevon, he's the old one. Other than that, I'm the old one. But I mean, just people that have different experiences in life that I don't have, that I can learn from. I mean, I grew up, I think it kind of with on the money thing, growing up without money, it taught me to, and I had to learn the hard way a few times, especially in college, because I almost went fucking broke, learning to save money. Like, that was one of the biggest things I learned when starting this, is like, all right, every time something gets deposited in the account, you take 20% of it and just throw it in another account that you don't touch, because you never know when you're going to need it. So very, like, I'm risk averse. It's hard for me to spend money. I didn't do competitions until Gabe talked me into it, because I was scared to death. I was like, I don't have a booth. I don't have products. How the fuck am I going to do this? And he's like, just do it. See what happens. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
No,
that was another one of those leap of faith, because I mean, going to competitions are expensive. It's, you know, people look at these companies and they're like, oh, they got all this money, but I mean, shit, you can be 10, 20, 30, $40,000 in the hole before you even leave for a competition. Yeah.
Sure.
So it's very risky when you have to do stuff like that. So I try to watch my money as close as possible.
So you can take risks later.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, if something comes up, I'm like, okay, I can do this, and I don't have to freaking worry. I'm like, how am I going to pay this off?
Or if you want to take a chance in your business too, you can be like, hey, I can throw this money in to take a chance in my business. If I have to eat it, then I have to eat it. If it pans out, great. Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's I'm not going to be done.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if that answered the question.
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
I'm curious because we both, I'm sure you saw Sevon's podcast this morning. I feel like him and Hiller keep trying to go over 4.5 hours so they can beat their original mark.
I couldn't believe how fucking long that went
Yeah,
today.
but the beginning part when they first start talking and they're talking, it doesn't have to be too long, but I just want to get like a quick your thoughts. But when they're talking about how Hiller doesn't get the advance pass to go to the games or the media pass to go to the games, and they're basically just saying, hey, none of these reasons why they were like, it seems to me like the CrossFit sent out cookie cutter reasons why he couldn't go, but he didn't really fit any of those cookie cutter reasons.
Mhm.
And instead of just saying like, hey, you don't like you pissed us off, you whatever, blah, blah, blah. We don't want you here. We're afraid that you're going to make some of our employees cry. Instead of saying that, they just sent him like a cookie cutter reason.
Yeah.
I was kind of, I think that's kind of bullshit because I think that kind of goes to the, hey, reach out and talk to someone. Like you
Yeah.
might not like him, but you also don't know him. Right? Like you've never had a conversation, you've never even tried to ask maybe what his angle is, or you know
And
what I
you
mean?
know, if he's got access, is he going to call some stuff out? Probably. But you know, the majority of, if you give him access, he's going to cover the event really well. He's not going to be there just to shit on people.
Right.
Right.
He's not going to shy away from it if he sees something, that's legit, but he's going to cover it.
Is it bad to call them out though? I think that's always my bigger question. Like, is it a bad thing as a business perspective to be called out on something? For instance, if you sold us a shirt and I was like, "Hey, the material is a little too thick," and
Mhm.
that's the feedback that you could take for your next order and be like, "Okay, maybe a lighter material, check into this or whatever."
Yep.
Is is it bad to call out? Is feedback actually really bad?
Nope. No, if I put something out and it sucks, I want to know.
Right.
I'd like you to do it behind the scenes, not just come out and make a video on how shitty the shirt is. But
Mhm.
I want to know if stuff is bad because I want to sell it, and I don't put out anything I wouldn't wear myself.
Right.
To me,
I don't
oh,
I don't understand. Did CTP get the same cookie cutter letter? I
I think
know Hiller
so.
read the text, but I'm just going to be interested to see who gets access after seeing that, who actually gets access.
My correlate that I drew, don't worry, guys, I'm going to read your comments in a second. But the correlate that I drew is right. I literally always say that Sevon and I used to butt heads all the time. Like I used to watch parts of his podcast and then go into his DMs, and he and I would have these very spirited conversations. And then I promised myself I would watch his entire podcast all the way through to get context and to get like try to figure out where he's coming from and then talk to him from that point of view. And when I did that, yeah, sure. Sometimes not everything he says, I'm like, yay. But also, too, I understand where he's coming from and I love his message and I love his values and I love what he stands for. But because I got past I'm just going to listen to 5 minutes of him
And be
and his
angry.
clips and be pissed
Yeah.
and irate and yell in his DMs. And I feel like that's what they're doing with Hiller instead of just being like, hey, I might not like everything you do, but I agree. Just the fact that he used stuff from the games last year on Domit and put it into this last video with her and promoted the hell out of CrossFit HQ and CrossFit Games. How do you have a person in your life that you absolutely love everything about them and
Right.
nothing they do annoys you? Do you
Yeah.
have a person like that? I don't, and the love of my life is sitting right next to me.
Right.
I love her
She
more
literally
than
reach across
anything.
the table.
Right. And I love her more than anything.
We're also both human.
Like
We're also both human.
you do shit that if not there's no one in your life that isn't annoying at some point.
Yeah.
You'll love them anyway.
I don't understand. Like nobody promote. I shouldn't say nobody, but nobody promotes the sport as much as Hiller and the athletes as much as Hiller and Sebon do. I don't understand why there isn't the lack of media makes no sense at all. Dave doing athlete interviews on his own channel and not on the games channel or the CrossFit channel baffles me. It's almost 3 million followers between those two channels, and it's not getting utilized. It's on Dave's channel. I understand Dave's Week in Review being on his own, but to not have that on the games channel when you're trying to build the games, I mean, supposedly trying to build the games or build hype for the games, I don't get why they're not there.
Or at least share it. Like Tyler was talking about it the other day. I don't think people really got it. I've done it a couple times, and actually Get With The Programming did it for us once. And like when I went on Pedro's show, I could share his show on my channel. So if you go through my channel, it shows up. And if you click on it though, all the views go to Pedro. I don't get any of the views. It's just on my channel, so you can see that I was on it. And when you click on it, and if you watch it, all the views go to Pedro. So why not just do that? Like, there's so many different ways now to. Hold on, let me get through a little bit of these. D Reed, what's up, dude? Dom was supposed to change that culture. It has gotten softer and worse. Fair. What? Okay. Homegrown Relief CBD, dude, thank you for like hooking up with us. We really appreciate you. Doesn't sports radio call people out in every other sport? Yes. And they're gnarly when they call people out.
Well, that's always the conversation too. Like, do you want this to be a professional sport, or do you not want this to be a professional sport? And at the end of the day, the OG of CrossFit methodology is holding this sport to a standard, holding this type of fitness to a standard. So when you have somebody that is very passionate about calling out said not followed standard, and then now all of a sudden he's a bad person because of it, again, fine, his delivery is not great. Like she was saying before, when is everybody's delivery perfect? And how and people respond to the way that people talk differently. We all know that. But if the basis of what he's saying and the core of what he's saying is that you said that there's rules, you're telling me that you enforce said rules, and then I also have proof that you're not enforcing said rules. Yeah. So I'm just confused on why it's such a bad thing. It almost to me feels like it's like a pettiness. Like, I'm going to do this because honestly, why is Dave wasting his time talking to these athletes? Like, what's the point of this to have? And what is that? 2 minutes, 3 minutes that he has them on?
No, it's 15. He's not wasting his time. You haven't seen him yet. No, they're very good. They actually,
they are.
Yeah, they are pretty good. Yeah. It's not that. It's just that he's not sharing them on the CrossFit channel.
Like, it's just, I mean, you're on a build up. You're on a build up to the games. They should be on the games channel.
It should be on the games channel. Yeah. Bernie Gannon, I like this. If they talk to him, they'd probably have to give him access. Their minds were made up. Cookie cutter response could be for legal purposes. I subscribe to that. I think so too. I don't think they were ever going to actually give him access. And I think he's right.
I don't either.
If they did,
it's literally to the point, like, I don't know what they're doing. There's no logic into what they're doing. The media department, I mean shit, look at that post that Hiller brought up with their running, the Terminator deal with Roman and Adler. Yep. It's like, what is this? And then they pulled it down. Why did you even put that up?
You knew.
There's no thought, or all this media going to these events, and then there's no media.
Yeah,
like not putting on. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Draw your dagger. Still waiting for my official no from HQ on my media pass. If CTP didn't get one, and nobody like me shouldn't, but you probably will though.
It's possible,
that's the difference. You probably will. So I don't. Did just out of curiosity, did you go for the advanced or just regular media pass? Because now aren't they doing something where even if you get a regular, just go to the games, get a ticket, and you want to take pictures, you have to have a certain size lens. Like you can't have a long lens. I thought I read that.
Thought
somewhere.
if you were in the stands, they actually increased the length of the lens.
Oh, did they? I thought it was
That's what
the other way
Hiller said this morning. I mean,
Oh, okay.
that would be very odd if they did, but I feel bad for the athletes, like to not be able to have someone there to shoot you. You're going to get nothing.
Yeah.
Unless they're doing these freaking media packages, which I know a lot of events will do, but it'll cost you a good amount of money to where you could have just hired your own photographer. I mean, and I may be wrong on that. John Ortega might be able to correct me on that, but I would rather have somebody there. I would rather pay somebody to shoot me just shoot me for a certain cost than pay random photographer who's trying to shoot everybody.
Yeah.
Do you think that might be what the focus might be, where eventually it's singleized or individualized to each athlete, saying if you want coverage at the games, then you have to pay for your own person to follow you around, because then that limits. Well, no, I guess it wouldn't limit the number of people. It actually would increase the number of people.
That's what they're cutting out.
Yeah.
That you can't have your own personal photographer there.
Oh, they're cutting it out.
Yeah, it's just their own people.
Yeah. So like a team. So my question is, okay, like Mayhem, they've usually got 4 guys there. Are they all out? Or are they going to do, I think Sevon talked about this morning, how they sponsored something in the campground last year. So, if they're, it's basically, if you're going to give them money, they'll let you in.
That's crazy.
So, but then somebody like a Craig Ritchie, Craig is no different than Hiller as far as they basically just put videos on YouTube. If Craig gets access and Hiller doesn't,
that's foul.
That's going to go over real well.
Yeah.
That shit's foul. Because whatever. Mayhem, draw your dagger. Mayhem proven HWPO are handled differently because they throw money at the games. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Paying to play.
I say money wins.
Yep. They need it.
Yep.
John Woolley, they are doing more enhanced passes this year than last year. That's what I kept hearing about, either watching the Mayhem podcast or like they have it enhanced. So is that like full floor access? Is that what that means? Is that what Sevon wants? Is the full that access?
Sevon wants the ultra enhanced.
Oh, okay.
He wants it all.
He wants it all.
He wants to live up Dave's rear end.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to run across the field while they're mid wad.
Yeah, right.
That was one of my favorite things in the behind the scenes of last year.
Their pleasure. Well, we're getting to the ribbed part of this conversation. It's fine. Go ahead. Last year, what now?
No, I said that was like one of my favorite things in behind the scenes of last year, when Sevon would be like right up close on Dave, and Dave would look at him. He's like,
no, go away.
Yeah,
you don't need to hear this part.
All right, last one. I'm gonna
hold on. You have to read this.
Sorry, what did I do? Sevon wants Dave's access. Yeah, we know. We're aware. He proved to us today already that he's gay as hell. Like
we know it.
Or was it yesterday's podcast? I don't even know. But something about if another dude grabs another dude's dick, is that gay? Yes, Sevon, it's gay.
Yeah,
he's proven it in the last week because he won't shut up about the boys. I'm like, why do you keep watching this show?
Thank you.
I refuse to watch it.
I'm not watching this show.
On Chat Appreciation, Jan and Jake and Pool Boy were all saying like this doesn't qualify as being gay. I'm like,
no, it's gay.
I don't understand how it doesn't qualify.
And then he's like,
coming from 2 lesbians, it's gay.
It's gay.
It's gay.
God.
So
yeah, Judy knows. So sick of hearing about that.
Yes,
Judy Reed. So sick of
The
I'm not
boys.
watching it.
The boys on Chat Appreciation were trying to peer pressure Garrett into watching. I'm like, I am not watching that show with you.
Kenneth the Lab came to my rescue. He was like, no, Garrett, please don't watch that. I was like, I'm not going to, especially if you just told me not to. So it's fine.
Kenneth is always.
That'll take your. You won't have 5-star status if you watch.
No, yeah, for real. No, if the dick you grab is erect, then they're the one that. No, I feel like if you grab it, you're gay, and if he lets you grab it, he's gay also. I don't care if you got lipstick on or not. Kenneth the Lab. Sevon also said he disliked the locker room chat video of 2 dudes. Yeah, I saw that.
I might throw up if somebody sent that to me.
Okay, so that's. I don't know if you send it. Is that gay? Now I got it. Now I got it
because you had to look at it. You had to, like, when Hiller's like, I used to send out these gay porn images to my friends. Like, bro, you fucking searched that.
I saw him say that
too.
Low gay.
No.
Oh, Judy, let's get back to
merchandise. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's like me.
Listen, a lot happened today. Okay, there
Hot
were
out here.
3 hours and 45 minutes worth of a lot happened. So, Bernie, you're jumping into. Pause. Sevon wants proctology level tier access.
Right.
Oh shit!
Yep,
All right.
up their ass.
So then we have to. Maybe we'll have to do. Oh no, I can't do that to you. In my mind, you and Wad Zombie are pure, and I can't have you on Chat Appreciation, even though I might really want to have you on Chat Appreciation.
No, I'll listen to those. I don't think.
No, unless you create a different Chat Appreciation with different content.
If I come on that show, Jake will invite me to stay in his tent at Rogue. And not doing it.
So, Jake, the answer is no, in case you didn't.
Not staying in the tents.
All right.
No, back to the media thing.
Go.
I don't see how they can't look at like the Haley and the Abby videos and be like, oh, there's something there.
Yeah.
Either fucking do it yourselves, or let's work with them.
You got a ton of them. The Bill Leahy. The
Jethro,
Jethro,
Chief Nation.
Yeah, when we were there for the open, his open videos, like they were, and he even critiqued himself. Like he's a dude that can actually be like, "Yo, I didn't squat low enough."
Yeah,
that day. Like,
how bad is your ego in the media department that you can't look at something like that and be like, "Okay, we're not doing well. We need to be better. Let's actually create something." I was thinking about it a while back. I don't understand why they can't figure out something like I don't know if you ever watched Hard Knocks on HBO.
Oh yeah.
They will get you to believe in a team that has zero shot at winning anything, and you'll be fucking rooting for them.
Mm-hmm.
There could be such the road to the games. Like pick 3 to 4 just take 3 to 4 athletes and show this build up. And
they just did the Giants this year, and I won't even watch it because I don't want to be fucking excited for the Giants. I know exactly what's going to happen, so I'm not even watching it. But yeah, it's true. When they did the quarterback one, I was out there rooting for the Vikings. I'm like, why the fuck am I rooting for the Vikings right now? Like, this is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, the QB, the Netflix one.
Yeah, with Patrick Mahomes
or whatever it was. Yeah.
Wad Zombie, no one ever called me pure before. Today is special. You are.
But I think it's this idea too, the two things can be true at the same time. So, okay, fine. You don't like his content in certain aspects. You don't like the way he calls people out. You don't like some of the videos that he does. But at the same time, he's very qualified to cover a story in a really, really good way. His turn, like he can create a video very fast. He can get it online very fast. He has a big reach, a lot of views. And isn't that what we want? Isn't that actually the bigger picture? So, okay, fine. Yes, there are things about him that you don't like, but for the professional aspect of creating a behind the scenes video and being there for media access,
what's the problem?
I mean, what do you think he's going to do? That he's going to go up to somebody and like say something to them like negatively, or I mean, what do you think he's going to say other than asking questions to be able to like cover behind the scenes. So both can be true, but for whatever reason, they're only focusing on one side of the content that he creates.
What's the chance that the CrossFit Games doc that comes out after the 2023 doc that comes out, what's the chance that that's any good? Because like I go back and watch the original ones, I can go back and watch them over and over and over again and get pumped up and inspired and ready to go. And what's the chance that this one's like that?
It could be good, but it's kind of too late.
Yeah, I don't know why they're waiting so long to show it.
I mean, personally, I think they fumbled it and couldn't do it. Couldn't get it done. Basically, I honestly, I mean, it shouldn't take a year
To get
put
it out.
together that video.
Asymmetric here is when you try to understand the actions of an idiot, it never ends well, and you never end up understanding them. Good point. Bernie Gannon, the head judge, had a problem with Hiller at last year's games. Oh, Hiller asked a legit question, and the guy felt like the authority was being challenged. Oh,
Yeah, lose your fucking ego. Were you right or were you wrong?
yeah, fair.
What does it matter?
Well, you can't ask questions these days. God forbid you ask a question to try to understand where someone's coming from and you're a piece of shit. So
Yeah, seriously.
You're just trying to understand. You're just trying to ask a legit question of, curiosity as, why would you do that? Why are we doing it this way? What is the actual standard or whatever the question was that he asked? And God forbid someone felt like they were being personally attacked.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, this was super fun.
yeah.
And I didn't even get into half of what I wanted to get into. So that means I'm just going to have part two.
I'm not going anywhere.
We don't. My kid is
like, it's dinner time, damn it.
It's like, yeah, like he's been so good and he's starting to.
You haven't heard him stomping a little bit behind me and then
Oh, yeah.
you haven't heard him?
He's not poking you on the shoulder like, hey.
No,
Yeah.
he usually stands like right over here, like right out of screen.
All
and
of a sudden
I'm
you'll
like,
see this.
Yeah.
And he'll pull your headphone off and you're like, oh, dude, what's up?
Yep.
Hey.
He's got a short window today. So.
Well behaved. He hasn't been knocking on the door or anything.
Yeah, he's
No,
good.
he's very good. That means you have to come back and talk to us again.
Yeah, because I wanted to get into the girl dad. I wanted to get into so many like things that, as a dad and a business owner and things, but we just had way too much fun. And next time I'll try to not see the
We're ignoring the chat next
the
time. No,
that's no
in the
fun.
chat or whatever.
We will not bring up the boys. I know that.
Hey, can I try? Wait, I don't know how to do it. Can I try something real quick? I know you guys don't. Babe, can you bring up the commercial and see if that actually works?
Yeah, it will work.
Hold on, let's try to see what happens when we play a commercial. I've never tried to do it, but let's try to do it and see what happens.
Hold on.
From Homegrown CBD.
Yeah, they sent us something. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Trying to figure out how to use it.
All right, you ready?
All right, let's try it. See what
here it
happens
goes.
to us.
All that time you spent screwing up, it probably takes equal amount of time to get it right. If you get up and get after it 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, you're going to be a lot less likely to make poor choices the rest of the day. The rest of the day is going to seem a whole heck of a lot easier. By choosing my hard to be these hard workouts, it makes these other life problems not so insurmountable. I've never been one of those people who count days. All of us that are in this fight are in the same place. It's all just about today. Even if you lose, you still win because you're still 90% ahead of everybody else in life. Just the fact that you went out there and you put yourself through that. You gotta keep pushing forward.
Fire! Okay, we did it, dude. Thank you, homegirl.
I'll vouch for their stuff. I bought some of their stuff.
Yeah, man, he's been super cool. I hope we can get him on the show too at some point.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's super cool. He's helped us out a lot, so appreciate him to no end.
Yeah.
Man, thank you guys. Thank you
Thank
in
you.
the chat always. I'm so excited. This is like the first day I've ever called you Travis in my entire life. But
I know you're like a while back. You're like, can we say your real name? Like,
I say
don't care.
Travis.
Well, I thought she said your name was Tyler, and I was like, God, another Tyler Taylor.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna. And she's like, No, it's Travis. I was like, okay, we can.
I've messed up Tyler and Taylor a few times, and
I've done it too. Yeah, for
Oops.
sure.
all the time.
Sorry.
Well,
Jody,
thank you
what are
so much.
afraid of? You're afraid to try that stuff. Why?
CBD.
What? Oh, the stuff for your joint. I can't pull it up. Can you pull it up? The stuff for your joints and stuff like works well, and I've liked it so far. I've only had it for a couple days.
I've tried CBD cream before, like that's supposed to help with inflammation and stuff like that. Not this brand, but I will say the last brand that I tried, I didn't feel any different. It didn't feel like anything worked. So I'm very interested to try this and see.
I've tried it. I liked it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep using it. But and then we're gonna try and see what kind of if it can help I'm excited to see if it helps our dog.
Yeah.
Because he's getting to that age. So.
He's just starting a little bit, but we can
Yeah.
tell.
And the dropper actually tastes good. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste nasty.
So
Cool.
it'll be good.
Cool.
But Vindicate, thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
supporting us. Thank you for getting us these like fire t-shirts.
So fun.
It's kind of fun to
Absolutely.
walk around town with them. I
Yep.
do
and
enjoy
we
it
wear them
everywhere.
But she wears, because she's got CEO. I've got Hillary. We got people
We
ask
wear
us
all
all
your
the
stuff.
time, and they're like, "Where do you get it?" And we're always sending them your
At
link.
Vindicate.
So hopefully they'll get some stuff. So thank you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Jake.
it.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with
Absolutely.
all of us. We'll see you on Saturday for Mr. Caleb Beaver.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh,
late night.
boy. Is Caleb going to show up as Caleb or his character that he showed up on Jeopardy?
I hope he show. I don't care. I don't give a crap. I hope he just whatever.
Anyone?
Oh, Kenneth Delap, skateboard. He wants you to know.
Skateboard. What skateboard?
What skateboard?
He mentioned it way back, and I forgot to pull it up. But is that something you did for Sevon?
I
Initially?
made 7 on the board. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
still
that's how it
skateboard.
started?
I'm bringing my skateboard to Joplin. Actually,
Oh, nice.
I still skate. Yeah, it was funny. So I know you're trying to go. We
I don't know. Go ahead, go.
when we were for the open announcement in Nashville at Proven, some friends of ours who have a podcast, Counterculture podcast.
Oh, I've heard of that.
The-
Yeah.
The guy who hosts it, he skates.
Nice.
So he had brought his board. I ended up having to cancel my flight because of storm, so I had to stay in Nashville an extra day, and they were all still there. So the next day we found the indoor skate park in Nashville and fucking spent 3-4 hours at the skate park that day. And it's on video. I was like, I feel like a kid again. This is so much fun.
That's awesome.
So they're going to be in Joplin, and there's a skate park in town. So yeah, we're gonna go skateboarding again.
That's awesome.
Never grow up.
Never grow up. No,
Never.
don't ever grow up. Hey, Paulina, come on the show, Paulina. Please.
Yeah, Paulina, they want you guys on the show. So
So yeah.
this Paulina's giggling.
So Saturday we got Caleb at 7:30, and then I haven't put this one up yet, but Sunday we have Dylan Lowen is gonna come on
Oh shit!
and chat with us and have some fun and talk about life and packing food for his wife when she goes to the game. So,
Yes.
Is there any other spouse that has gotten more popularity than the actual athlete?
just
No, I would
Dylan,
say
I think
I shouldn't say more popularity, but has gotten popular like Dylan has.
maybe Shane,
Yeah,
but Dylan, but for different reasons.
different reasons. Like
Yeah.
Dylan's like just his personality.
Him in those reels with her. Are
Oh my
just
God, so funny.
amazing,
And when
I really want to go have margaritas with Dylan.
right?
yeah.
I know. I'm so excited. When he said yes the other day, I was like, sweet. We just haven't put up the thumbnail yet, but he's gonna come on Sunday afternoon. So that
Well,
should be
she is so
That's
cool.
awesome.
When we
She's
were able to
amazing.
talk to her, and it's always funny because
Hey Heidi, what's up?
when we have one side of the couple, one partner come on, we ask the questions like how the other one would respond. Most of them are like, we probably should just talk to my partner. And
So
we're
I'm like, yes,
okay,
please,
sure.
thanks,
Like,
appreciate
send them our way. It's cool. So,
That's funny.
So great. Thank you.
That's
so
cool.
much.
You're landing all the big guests. Not me, the other guys.
No, you're great. I
This
can't
is
wait to have you
awesome.
back on. We're gonna like mess with you after all of your travels because we know that you're never in one place too long. So
Yeah.
Trying.
Are you
Trying to
going
fi-
real quick? Are you going to the games?
No.
No.
No luck. No luck with the games.
All right.
Oh,
all
man.
right.
No.
Rogue? Going to Rogue?
Hell no. I don't have that kind of money.
I
No, everything like as far as the big competitions are up in the air. Like Wadapalooza's in California, so super expensive to get out
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Same like NorCal Classic, soup is crazy expensive to get out there. So, and it like I said
Oh,
earlier,
wait, you
it's
can't go
the
to
travel,
You can't go to California and just go stay at Savon's house. That's not a thing.
right?
That's not a thing.
I know.
I haven't gotten the invite. Like I keep hearing the California Hormones house. I'm like, nope,
Did I-
no invite in my
Not-
fucking
not
phone.
Stick my phone out here, make sure I could see if I got
Right?
service. Did I miss
Apparently, I need to make more shirts. I haven't made enough. God damn. Someday
someday.
we'll get out there.
All
Paulina
right,
says I'm
guys.
coming to Huntington Beach.
All right.
We'll
There
see.
you go. We'll see.
See.
Bernie, I don't know.
Again,
Someone
see
needs
the
to
invite
do an
anywhere,
FT
Paulina.
Yeah.
Oh, Paulina, no.
Content tier list.
You can pitch a tent anywhere if you want. No, Wad Zombie. He said he's not staying in anybody's tent.
I don't know what a content or for like
Pitching
Hillary.
anybody's tent.
Nope.
No pitching. Yeah. No.
Pitching a
Jake will get
tent
the
for
wrong
anybody.
idea. Don't do
Yep,
that. Jake
yep.
will get the wrong idea.
Jake will
That's-
fly over
yeah.
if he hears
Yeah.
that VNDK8 has a tent. He'll
Yeah.
fly.
He's like, there's not even an event. I just heard there was going to be a tent.
And Travis is going to be in there.
Yeah,
I'll be
right.
there.
He's pitching it. Nope. Nope.
That
nope,
no.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
All right, I'm good. This lesbian's out. So thanks, guys, for hanging out.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
See ya.